Glass Castle IOP, guys. In the Glass Castle, the parents' responsibilities conflict with their personal desires. The parents have issues with deciding what their priorities are. Should it be monitoring their children, being responsible, holding on to their jobs? Or should it be having their own freedom, not bound or restricted by their children, their responsibility? Personally, I don't find that the parents are the worst parents that anyone could have. They're certainly not realistic in the sense that they can achieve things going by with what little they have. The parents put themselves at a disadvantage, and by default, the kids' lives, welfare, their well-being is questioned and challenged. Why? Because, I think they care a little too much about their personal goals. Rosemary and Rex do provide financial security for the family, no matter how little they actually receive from their work. The parents do not necessarily like holding down jobs. Rosemary shows distaste as a teacher. Seemingly, this is a job that she was forced to take against her own wishes. In a time of need when Rex has no job, Rosemary has to find a way to make ends meet. Naturally, I'd say that this is responsible of her as a parent, trying to find a solution to their financial problems. The fact is that Rosemary often does not make much of an effort to hold down her job. It was up to Lori, Brian, and me to get her out of bed and to see to it that she was dressed and at school. "I'm a grown woman now," Mom said almost every morning. "Why can't I do what I want to do?" Rosemary establishes that she is capable of doing whatever she should be free to do. Before this, her days consisted of sitting around on her butt all day, painting pictures no one ever wanted to buy. What the mom would rather do is her art. Art is her passion, her drug of choice, and any responsibilities she has, it falls under the shadow of her personal wants. In a sense, she entitles herself to a little too much freedom. While yes, she does work, she makes no effort to actually keep the job. Her children help her with schoolwork. Rosemary shows no real concern and certainly does not make enough effort if her children are cleaning her chalkboard and dusting her erasers. In another sense, Rosemary also has a responsibility as an educator to provide for her students. Again, with the little effort she makes, there's no actual disciplinary action, or as far as I'm concerned, teaching there. Her priorities can be questioned. Another example of Rosemary considering herself before others, well, at least her wants before others' needs, is when they moved to Arizona. Rosemary has money as an inheritance from her dead mother. Ironic that the dead grandmother can provide more financial security than Rosemary can, and should be obligated to. As soon as we'd settled into the house, Mom threw herself into her art career, and thanks to Mom's inheritance, we were able to make regular shopping expeditions to the store, bringing home rolls of canvas. What they should be bringing home is food, something that they're lacking at home. Rosemary deludes herself with thinking that her art career will be successful. Time and time again, she restarts her business, wasting her time and the family's money on a lost dream that won't become a reality. In a way, these dreams, hobbies, passions, can be considered her escape from responsibility and reality. Now, Rex is an alcoholic, and he spends money funding his drunken escapades. Aside from that, I find him to be more responsible than Rosemary. He finds work, usually never holding them down for more than a couple months, and usually is a provider for the family. However, there are cases when he glorifies losing his job. Dad insisted he hadn't exactly lost his job. He had arranged to have himself fired because he wanted to spend more time looking for gold. The gold could potentially be used in a future project. All of Dad's engineering skills and mathematical genius were coming together in one special project, a great big house he was going to build for us in the desert, as in the Glass Castle. Like Rosemary, he's capable of holding down a job. They're very highly educated. I mean, he's an electrician, and she has a teaching degree. But they have some law and desire. It's not wrong for them to want something, but at the expense of the children's well-being? Is it worth it? I'm not making the case that responsibilities should outweigh personal goals, but it's definitely a priority for a family to be stable, something that the Walls have trouble with. They can't find a balance. Essentially, Rex glorifies saying he has no job, and he's free to map up for that Glass Castle, whereas responsibilities should lie in getting a job to provide for his family, rather than deluding himself to provide problems for the family. Some money that is made is invested on their passions, Rosemary, and Rex when he drinks. Money meant for the children is wasted on them doing what they want to do. Am I calling them greedy? No, not really. But I'm definitely calling them out for lacking order in their lives and their priorities. So, referring back to Rosemary, why can't she do what she wants to do? She's a grown woman that has priorities. At the least, is expected to respond to responsibility. And this applies to both parents.